SwissBorg is the official partner of my channel where you can buy, sell, hold and more importantly stake your cryptocurrencies. You can even earn yield on your stablecoins. Sign up with my link and you'll earn up to $100 worth of their native token CHSB just for depositing €50 worth of crypto. SwissBorg. Hello everybody, welcome back. We're going to talk about XRP and is it going to continue? So about 3 weeks ago I talked about the 40% pump for XRP based upon the signals that were generated on the 4th of September. So we just measure that back. We've definitely had more than 40%. So was it the 4th of September? It was around about this kind of flat area, wasn't it really? We're currently sitting at, well there you go, 42, 43%. It was based upon the idea that everything was set in stone for this pump to take place. But my expectation would be that it would reach a 200 exponential on the daily for its tether pair. Normally the place you'd expect to see a rejection or a support, whether you're below it, rejection, above it, support. It's got a very good relationship with its 200 exponential has XRP. They love to be reunited, whether it's in a bull market or a bear market. It always seems unreasonable. You can't expect it. What are you talking about, XRP going all the way up there? Well, there you go. Same thing would be the case when you're pumping and you're super bullish and you're like, yeah. And I said, no, it's going to hit the 200 exponential sooner or later. What are you talking about? No. And this is just the nature of it. It always seems unrealistic and for people to, when I say that, these moves are going to happen, whether it's a big one up or a big one down. So there you go, you've had it. So we want to know if it's going to continue, really. So the pump signals and the trend signals that have taken place for XRP are more or less done now, unfortunately. However, that doesn't mean at all that it can't continue. Every day that we're above that 200 exponential has the ability to push further and forward, which could take it up to its next major level. This is just an intermediate zone, really, this 51, 52 cent. I mean, it's relevant, but you'll be looking for hopefully more continuation. So potentially another 40% up to this descending trend line, of which I expect we'll definitely stay within. I think it's unrealistic to imagine we'll break it. Something significant would have to happen, even with the SEC situation, for this to break and continue on after that. I mean, it would be amazing, because it would be a complete change of behaviour, massive, not just on this cycle, but all previous cycles. And this is the third time now that we've been in one of these long, drawn-out consolidations from an all-time high. I know this isn't an all-time high, but it's a significant pump, considering everybody was saying, oh, XRP is a pile of crap, guys, don't buy it, XRP is as dead as and then suddenly it just starts to move up because we got a fix on the cycle. So I want this to stay within this, because I want the cycle to rinse and repeat. If there's one thing you can take home about XRP is that it's predictable. And it listens to signals, and the biggest signal you'll ever get would be one of accumulation when we creep outside of this at some point next year, and we can say, all right, there you go, there's your accumulation about to begin, similar to this time round. And prior to that, there was another exact same situation took place, which was the first time I bought XRP, around about 3 cents. So it's the same sort of thing going on again. So the reason we're talking about it now is because people are hopefully are expecting more, and they might be right to do that. But I still think if we were to go more, we wouldn't be able to break outside of this, even if they came out, the SEC have lost the lawsuit or whatever. So that unfortunately is the situation on the daily, but then there are other ways that we can look at this. It's not just the 200 exponential on your daily that we can look at. We're going to look at the 3-day, which is not telling us anything at all. No signals here on the 3-day, nothing of significance anyway. And the weekly, absolutely nothing here on the weekly either. So there's nothing on here. But there's something else we can do. We can take it to a Bitcoin pair, can't we? So we'll start off on the weekly here. So this almost, and in many ways it depends how you choose to interpret this. I would say that this isn't a signal, because although we closed a candle body outside of the cloud with a portion of the cloud being green, cheeky span outside of here, which is a pump signal. It's a pump signal on a weekly. That might play. I'm not particularly fond of it, but if it did play, 100% move from here, yeah, and that would easily spike us outside of this trend line on its tether pair. probably to be drawn back in with it, but who knows? So that is a measured move that I could get on board with that. Maybe we could just push up another 40% to the 200 simple or exponential moving average. That would be in keeping with the measured move on the tether pair. So there is a chance of another 40% move based upon this signal, but this is a weekly signal here. It's a pump signal on a weekly. We wouldn't expect this to take place immediately anyway. This could take a whole month to play out, if it ever does, because you're going to be at the mercy of the market. And I'm not particularly keen on it because this candle opened within the cloud. I wanted to see the candle not just close outside the cloud, but open outside the cloud. Unfortunately, it's not done that. So I'm not keen on the idea of this pumping further, although there is a chance based on that weekly that we can do another 40%. So with that in mind, the clickbait has been generated. XRP, another 40% signal, question mark. So it's all based on what I'm talking about. You can see that now, although you can hear through looking at all the other time frames that I'm heavily skeptical upon it being able to do that, although it is definitely possible given this mixed signal that we've got here on the weekly with its Bitcoin pair. Now if we just go back to the tether pair, we take it to like a 4 hourly. This is just basically a consolidation after a big move, and if that's a consolidation, which it looks very much like it is, then it could easily get picked back up again. We'll be looking for the 50 exponential, wherever that may be at the time, to potentially pick that up. At the moment, yeah, we're downtrending on this 4 hourly, just in keeping very much with a consolidation. It's not anything other than that. The 1 hourly, I don't know why I'm subjecting you to a 1 hourly chart. Is again just confirms consolidation after a big move up, and it was a big move. Let's face it, that was a big move. It hit all expectations, and so when expectations get met, they are met. That is it. We can always want more, can't we? We always expect more, but in at the bottom, out at resistance was the plan, and the plan was unfolded. But continuation can happen every single day that we close above 47 cents or 47.5 cents, or this 200 exponential, which we are still trying to do for the most part. That could be the building block that takes us up another 40%. That's all I'm saying. That weekly, is it or isn't it? I would say it's not. Plus, it's on a Bitcoin pair, which is still fine, but it's also on a weekly, so you'd be sitting around waiting for it. It's not a signal that you can even consider taking a futures position on, especially after you've rallied 40% already as well. But for those who hold on to XRP, we do like to live in hope, don't we? And so that's why I think, if anything, it's worth talking about this, other than the fact that people always ask me about XRP, make videos on XRP. Normally, I'd only make a video on XRP when there's a signal, but I suppose, following up from that signal that we talked about, the 40% pump signal, it's worth talking about it again, I suppose, considering that we hit the targets and that there is maybe reason to assume that we could, in fact, pump another 40%. Right, I'll leave it with you there. But everything is moving up. That's what we were talking about. But this is very much in keeping with the way that currency markets, FX markets, basically are dictating the trend of all markets at the moment. So they are heavily influential when it comes to trading anything. So thinking about something like XRP that's floating around with no signal on it, compared to I suppose other altcoins which may have signals on them, or just generally the markets which are moving from support to resistance. The currency markets are basically just ranging. It's going to be difficult to pinpoint with any degree of certainty if an altcoin like this, based on a weekly signal, which isn't exactly 100%, me personally don't quite like it, but you could interpret it as a pump signal on a weekly. Are you going to sit around in a weekly pump signal that may or may not have actually confirmed or not? When the markets are being dictated by a multi-trillion-dollar, highly volatile trading range, it's a difficult one to decide, isn't it? Really, me personally, I love to hodl XRP. I've got tons of it. I am in it for the long haul on this one. Despite being able to trade it, I am in it for the long haul. Not particularly bothered about shedding my exposure here. What would be the point? I believe very much in a full cycle to take place over another few years, where we go to a new all-time high. So it'd be silly for me with that kind of outlook to sell it, when I'm pretty confident that it will fulfill a new all-time high within the next cycle. So you know, stick with me, guys. If you're unwilling to sell, I'm very confident in the way that this will work out in the long run. I'm not an XRP moon boy. I'm talking new all-time highs here, so I'm talking, you know, a 10x from here potentially. So I'm not going to try and get clever. But yeah, I thought I'd lay down the situation for you all here. Which is, yeah, we've met expectations. Anything other than this could generate 40%. In summary, it probably won't, but if it did, that would be it. 70 cents or so. Right, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you have a nice day. Take it easy.